So thinking about other things that would go in there and how I'm trying to use my paint most effectively, I'm gonna put, like, there might be some small bushes, maybe small little scrub-like trees, nothing big like a big tall pine tree like we've done before. So instead of just using green to show that, I want a light part and dark part effect. So I'm gonna get some blue on my brush. I'm gonna say, okay, well maybe some of those bushes like we saw in Georgia O'Keeffe's paintings, maybe there's some here, and instead of like painting a shape, I'm gonna do an effect where I dab my brush. We call that stippling, so some of us have seen that before. And giving it kind of that fluffy, edgeless shape really creates more of the effect of something like a plant. I can't sit there and count all the leaves, but I can see that they're all together making one big shape. Maybe there's some that sort of come into the middle ground here that I can see a little bit more of. So then I'm going to clean out my brush, squeeze out the extra water, and I'm going to get yellow on my brush. I'm actually going to squeeze that twice because this is a lot smaller, so I definitely want my paint to be doing what I want, not letting the water move it around after I put it down. So then I'm going to stipple the yellow on top of the blue, not completely covering it, but just sort of showing off to one side of where I did the blue before. So overall it looks green, but I have a light part effect and a dark part effect. The blue that stays blue kind of becomes the dark part. The yellow that I still see is the light part. And that looks a lot more like bushes. So then maybe some cactuses, but the correct way of saying that would be cacti. So that's where I might actually use green. One that's in the foreground obviously is going to be bigger. We're going to see more of it. But then one in the background, or even, let's put one in the middle ground. It's going to be a little smaller. Then the ones way in the background, we're barely going to see them because of how small they are. So I could be putting rocks in there, I could be putting more little bushes, more cacti, anything that I think would be in a desert landscape. Something that you definitely want to try doing though is we're talking about doing light parts and dark parts. So if I go in and I do a couple of things, I think you guys can figure out why I'm doing this. So I'm gonna put some black on this side of the cactus, but if you notice, I'm not doing it on the other side. This one, I'm gonna do it on the same corresponding side. All right, so, don't wanna pull this out of the frame. So, that creates the effect that there's a shadow. So the part where I left it just green, that's the light part. The part where I added the black, that's the dark part, that's the shadow. Then maybe I actually go underneath my plants here, and underneath these. I add a little black, but then clean out your brush, blend that into the ground color, and then you have the effect of a shadow underneath those bushes. That makes it look a lot more three-dimensional. So we're definitely creating more of that effect of depth. Something near and something far. All right, guys, I look forward to seeing what you add into yours and what you send me later.